awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to another The First Descendant video, or TDF for short. In this one, I'm going to be talking about 5 tips. Yes, 5 tips that will help you progress through the story, aka campaign, defeat bosses, and just have easier time getting to the end game. But before we get started, I just want to say that if you enjoy this type of videos, do help me out by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing. It truly helps a lot. Let's get to that 1K. Also, I do stream every day around 4 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes I'm a bit early, sometimes I'm a couple minutes late. And we do have our own Discord. Both of those links are down in the description, so do check those out. Now, with all those stuff said, let's get into the tips, right? We're going to start with the tip number 1, and that is the biggest tip. I've seen a lot of people struggle, and it can literally ruin your boss runs. It can go from succeeding the boss run to failing pretty much right away, and that is reviving. The reason why reviving is huge, that if we look at the map, I'm going to use avoid intercept battle for example. So you have a limited amount of deaths. As you can see in executioner, you die 3 times, their run is over. And the higher bosses that you do, like Devour, Debride, Paramaniac, Swampwalker, Hanged Man, they can be unforgiving. So if you don't revive your teammates, it can be really hard. If you're doing it solo, well, that's on your own. But if you're either in the party with your friends or in the public lobby, make sure you revive, right? In missions, it's a little bit different. They have more amount that you can do. I don't believe I can show you, but they believe between 5 to 8, but you still want to revive, right? But don't risk your life in case you're not sure if you can revive the person. With that said, let's get into tip number 2, and this one is important. It also helps you with bosses and progressing. That is, pay attention to the enemies. And what I mean by that is, if again look at the avoid intercept battle, and we're going to use, for example, Debride, which is where I struggled. So you can see her attack attribute are chill, so you want to have a chill resistant. She's strong against poison, so if you use like Freyna or any poison stuff, she's going to be resistant to it. If you're using the priest chick, I forget her name, she's going to do almost no damage with that. So you want to use, at the very minimum, lightning or electric damage, because they're normal resistance. But if you have fire damage or rifle fire enhancement, that would be amazing against her. So bosses, you want to do their specific resistances. So for example, her, you want to put more chill resistance and put fire on your weapon, so you can do that. If you have a fire descendant, that's huge, right? But for example, like with my Freyna, Devour was a bit hard. I was doing no damage with my skills, but I put electric mod and I had easier time because I was using my weapons mainly, right? But if you're doing, for example, Paramedic, what I see a lot of people struggle, he's very weak to ice. So if you're using the Ice Girl or you have chill enhancement, it's going to be easier, right? And those enhancements are pretty easy to change. Now, if we look at your modules, I have toxic enhancement because I'm all about toxic damage. But I also do have fire enhancement. At max that, it's 30% damage. And that's just not flat. It takes 30% of fire over your firearm attack damage and adds that as fire damage. Right? So if you have 10k fire damage or 10k firearm damage, it adds 3k fire damage, which can be massive, right? Same thing with the electric and chill. So you definitely want to pay attention to those mods so you can put in the proper mods to have easier time, right? But we're going to get into tip 3, because the next tip is going to help you find the right modules, either for your build, in case you want to put, like sharpshooter or toxic gun barrel, rifle reinforcement, toxic enhancement, or whatever mod you want to put either on your weapon or on your descendant. You're going to need to farm them, but you might not know where they are. And if you press into your map, if you go into your map, I mean, go to access info and you can press on the modules and you'll be able to see where they are. I'm going to use this one for Blair, for example. All you have to do is, for me, it's press X. I don't know what it is for you, and it will tell you where you can get it. So this one is in a hard Frostwalker. But if we look, for example, this multi-maneuvering, You can see it shows you where you can farm it. And you can literally press on this thing, and boom, it shows you right where it is. Boom. What's the maneuvering? Right there. So it's definitely going to help you farm your modules a lot easier, right? Because this thing is a lifesaver, and you can do by general rounds, special, impact, high power rounds, or you can look it for your Descendant. You can also search in your bar the name of the mod or the name of your Descendant. So I'm using Freyna, so I'm going to put Freyna, and boom, I can see the Descendant modules, the best ones that are specific for her, like Contagion, which is what I want to get, Toxic Stimulation, Venom Synthesis, and Neurotoxin Synthesis. Then boom, since I'm trying to get Contagion, you press X. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. You will see that it is in a dead bright on the hard mode. So do use that. It is a lifesaver. You don't want to spend 10-15 minutes looking for a mod and might miss it because you might be on a hard mode or in a specific boss that doesn't tell you where you can get it. Right? Now, the tip number 4, and this one is pretty good because I've struggled on it, and I know my friends have done struggle on it as well, and that is looking at consumables, amorphous materials, right? And this are these things. Some of them are pretty easy. You can look at the boss and it will tell you where they are. But if you press, for me it's left joystick, the link reconstruction device info, it will tell you where. For example, this one is Common Grey Walker, right? Versus this one, it's like, okay, it's 27. I don't know where it can do it. You press it and it shows you Agna Desert, normal void fusion reactor, Agna Desert storage, right? Number 27. So, boom. This is where you can get it. And this is where you need to do, or where to go and to do in order to open it, to have the chance of getting Ajax Enhancement Cell, or Albion Cavalry Ground Polymer Blueprint, or Crystallization Catalyst, or Smithereens, or Perforator and stuff. This is gonna help you a lot. Sorry. But yes, do use the link reconstruction device info because it is helpful. I would suggest, if you find this shape stabilized form, keep them for later because they're going to be helpful. But the last tip, but certainly not least, is tip number 5, and it is salvage, not sell. As we all know, we have this merchant, not really useful because purchase is crap, but you can sell him stuff. So you can see I can sell him this for 484. Now if I can sell him level 100 weapon, it's 732 gold. Useless, not worth it. If I filter all his junk, oh, that's how you use this too. Actually no, we'll do a full row of this. Level 100 weapons and reactors. You can see we sell 4 for not even 3k. Absolute trash. But if we, for example, just mark it as junk and get rid of it, we get research materials. As you can see, we get 156 quantum crystals, 200 nano compounds, 382 high precision exchange components, and a bunch of other crafted materials that are gonna be huge. The reason why is because you're gonna do research with them, and that research will help you progress. Because if you talk to Anais in research, you'll be able to see the high precision exchange components. We can use that 250 to make a precision phase exchange that will be huge. Same thing with super alloy, we can use that, and all other crafting stuff, right? They're gonna be huge because unless you want to try to do, for example, 2 of this at a time, it's gonna take a while, especially if you're rolling your weapon. But in case you want to do 20 of them, it's gonna take 200 or 2k. Or if you're trying to do 200 at a time, which will be huge in terms of money, it will take you 20k high precision exchange components. You can need, like I said, a lot, because if you try to go for a god roll weapon or just even a decent weapon, you're gonna be using it a lot. So definitely salvage, be it weapons, reactors, your external components, do salvage them. That will help you a lot. Yes, the gold might be a bit struggle, but you can do the defense stuff. And by that I mean, but look, there we go. defense operations, be it Albion or whatever. If you do step 1, you can get almost 200k. And that, yes, will take a bit more time, but it will be better in terms of that. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope these 5 tips help you have easier time. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.